Alright, what's good everybody? It's your boy Akeem continuing with more scout reports on players headed towards the 2017 NFL Draft. For this blog, I'm here to talk about offensive tackle Antonio Garcia coming from Troy. Now, he's hailing from Atlanta, Georgia, and he is actually one of the top prospects that Troy had in quite some time. The last big prospect that they did have was Leotis McKelvin back in 2008. They did have Osi Manura and DeMarcus Ware, but the latest one was Leotis McKelvin. And Garcia is actually one of the top prospects coming from Detroit past couple for that much of a time. Now he actually was a two-time Sun Belt team all honoree, as well as was invited for the Senior Bowl week. He had a couple of great practices at that, so that's why I actually started looking more into him, and I actually did receive questions about him to do a scout report. Now let's talk about his strengths and weaknesses. He does sport a prototypical build at 6'6", 302 pounds. That's actually the great size that you want. He has a high cut frame, long arms, and plenty of room for additional muscle mass without sacrificing his quickness. He does have pretty good quickness. He slides easily, shows natural mirror skills, as well as some recovery ability, even when beaten off the ball. That's a good trait to have great recovery to get to opposing defenders, especially in pass blocking situations. He definitely is a great encourager, use of great physicality against top competition. He had a pretty good game in the showdown against the then number 2 Clemson Tigers, who actually eventually won the national championship. He did play some couple of top competition, particularly a good defensive line from Clemson. He actually held his own pretty good. Did a pretty good job at that. Now he does have some weaknesses though. He is actually protected by an offense that routinely lets the football go quickly from the quarterback's hands. So you didn't really see too much of where the quarterback was actually a more pro style offense in which they had to drop back more to give the offensive line the ability to block, which is a concern for a lot of people. Now he actually can get lazy sometimes with his footwork, and he lunges sometimes rather than mirroring opponents, which is not a good thing. If he just needs to shadow them, just mirror them a little bit better. He does have great ability with that, but he can sometimes get lazy and lunge towards him, which is not a good thing. If he lunges towards him, that gives the opposing defender the ability to swat him away. Now, another thing that he does need to work on, he's highly inconsistent in his hand placement, which I have noticed. Shooting them low sometimes and leaving himself vulnerable for swim moves, especially when you're doing with a more experienced defensive lineman. That defensive end who has many techniques, like J.J. Watt, needs to have a good job with that hand placement just to put himself in better position. Now, overall, for my projection, I actually see him as a mid-third round pick for this year's draft, but I think he could possibly go in the 4th round. I think he might slide a little bit because of his technique sometimes, but I think he still has some coaching that he can take and has some potential to grow. Now, the next time to catch you guys will be in just a couple minutes. I have just 4 more blogs left for today. Thank you for watching this blog. I'm your man, Akeem McCall. Be easy.